And now, here to entertain you all, because every day he's hustling. Side Hustle Cinema.
Welcome back to the channel. Side Hustle Cinema here. Thanks for clicking on this video. And today I'm going to do another 4K disc review. And this one is for The Running Man. This one is a one that I purchased from Amazon Germany. And, you know, it's only available in 4K, you know, overseas. The UK has a version. Germany has this version here. But for today's video, we're going to take a look at the packaging of the movie. We are going to talk about the video quality, the audio quality. I'll go over the special features, and I'll just give you my overall thoughts on how everything looked. Well, we got a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and dive into this one. So The Running Man came out in 1987 and is 101 minutes long and is in native 4K. It also has Dolby Vision for the HDR. It's got an aspect ratio of 1.78 to 1. And the audio track is a DTS HD Master Audio 7.1. It also includes a 2.0 English track as well. And this particular edition has 3 discs with it. It's a media book. And you get the 4K disc, the new 2K scan Blu-ray disc, and you get another Blu-ray disc that is just a special features disc. The cool part is both the Blu-ray discs, you don't need a region-free player. They actually are at least region A and B. Not sure about C, but it works on both A and B. So you're good here in the States. So now let's talk about the packaging a little bit. This is really a fantastic looking media book. This is all, you know, very hardcover on here. Looks just like a regular book. Very thick. A little bit taller. You know, I'll hold it up against another DVD. So, like, you see how, like, much taller this one is than a DVD. So, you know, it might not fit on everyone's shelf. But when you open it up, you get the HD disc, you get the Blu-ray disc. This is your media book, and this doesn't come out. This is, you know, it's attached to the case. And then on the back side, you know, we got the special features disc, and you know, a lot of cool artwork on there. Let me show you the back of the book. You know, there's the front and the back. Pretty cool. You know, it's a matte finish, but the letters are, you know, embossed just a little bit and are nice and shiny. Pretty cool. And then the book itself, it's well, it's in German, but there's only a few essays here and there. Most of the book is sort of storyboard stuff and concept design stuff. And there's actually not that much writing on those pages, so it's still really cool to look at, even if you can't read the German essays. So now let's talk about the video quality. Well, I gotta say, there's been several versions, you know, over the years of The Running Man, and most of those Blu-rays were pretty poor. You know, the latest one that like came out in 2018 really didn't look very good at all. I did pop in the Blu-ray from this set, and you know, this one was done in 2021. And looks a lot better. You know, it's a new 2K scan. It looks pretty good. But most likely, you know, if you have this in your collection, it's going to be that older version, maybe that 2018 Blu-ray, or maybe you still have it on just DVD. Well, this 4K picture looks really nice. It's a little inconsistent here and there, especially when it comes to the grain structure, and a little bit with the resolution. But by far, this is the best it's ever looked. I mean, it looks really nice. This movie is very colorful. You know, the uniforms that, you know, the Running Man and the other guys that are with him wear. The game show aspects, you know, all the lights, the neon, the you know, Dynamo with his electricity that he's shooting around. I mean, it's a really kind of a colorful movie, and then it has its dark areas, and it did pretty well in both, you know, those light areas and in the dark areas. I wouldn't say the dark areas got like inky black or anything like that. You know, at times there was some softness here and there, and it sort of was just inconsistent on in a lot of areas. Even checking out like the megabytes per second, it was all over the place. I mean, it was as high as like 136, which is insane. I mean, that is super high. And then just moments later, it would dip down and could be in like, say, 25, 30. I mean, it's just super like all over the place. And you could tell sometimes. I mean, you would go from maybe a scene or two that were just looking fantastic, and then you get that one pulled back shot where you're like, wow, what happened? You know? It would just sort of be like really soft and kind of grainy. I've expected that from time to time from some of these older movies, that some of the mid-range and far back shots are a little more grainy than the up-close shots. But that it wasn't necessarily the case in this movie. It was just from shot to shot, some was good, some was bad. But I don't want to make it sound like it was a bad transfer, because it really was an excellent transfer. Mostly because that Blu-ray looks so bad. There was a lot to like in this one. Skin textures look pretty good. You know, didn't seem oversaturated, didn't seem too red. I've got a few shots here from the original 2018 Blu-ray and comparing it to this set. Now, these pictures I'm getting ready to show you, these are ones I pulled off the web. I want to make that clear. And then I do have some that I took from my television, you know, when I was watching it. But you can kind of see that, you know, that there's a definite increase in the resolution, in the details. The skin tone looks better. There's definitely more definition there. Richard Dawson looks old, man. He was looking rough. And yeah, so you could definitely see that there was a big upgrade on detail and resolution, and even in the color. And when the movie was at its best, it was really nice. And I would say that the good shots of the movie is about 80%. You know, there's 20%, you know, maybe a little less than that, were, you know, a little bit more questionable. But for the most part, it was excellent. But I guess that's why you kind of do these videos, is sort of to pick it apart a little bit, you know. So it wasn't perfect, but it was really good. Now to talk about the audio quality. Now this one didn't have like DTS:X, or, you know, it didn't have like Dolby Atmos. But honestly, you didn't need it for this one. They did a great job with the 7.1, you know, DTS HD audio track. This thing has tons of movement and sounded phenomenal. I didn't have any problem with the dialogue. The bass was pretty good at times and really good at other times. A little more bass than actually I sort of anticipated. I didn't really think of this movie as being so bassy, but there were some really punchy moments that sounded pretty good. And there was some great atmosphere stuff. I mean, the crowd noise, the cheering that was going on, the music when the game show was going on, like the dancers are out there to start the show. That was really cool. That was actually, most of that music was playing from my height speakers. And it really kind of made you feel like you were on the set a little bit. It was definitely a pretty cool moment. Of course, you had a lot of the helicopter stuff, that you get in the beginning of the movie. But one of the best scenes in the movie for audio was when they're dropping into the game. Schwarzenegger and his buddies are being dropped into the game zone, and you see their little rocket sleds going through the tunnel. That sounded so cool. I actually stopped the movie and backed it up and watched that chapter again. It was really good. Lately, I've been watching a lot of older movies, and typically I watch a lot of older movies, older horror movies, monster movies, stuff like that. And it was nice to watch a big stage audio movie again. I haven't really watched one in a while, and this definitely was a big stage audio type movie. You could have been watching any new release with Dolby Atmos or DTS:X and had the same kind of experience. This one sounded great. And now let's talk about some special features. Well, on the 4K disc, you actually get a couple of audio commentaries to choose from. You get one with Paul Glazer, the director, and one of the producers, Tim Zimmerman. But my favorite audio commentary that I was just checking out, and I ended up watching like over half of it before I was like, I'm going to sit here and watch this whole thing, and I probably will at some point go back and finish it. And that was one with producer Rob Cohen. I absolutely loved that audio commentary just because there was so much information that he was giving out. Just about how the movie was made, picking the director, the rewrites of the screenplay, who he had in mind to play different roles, all the casting decisions that were made, things like that. It was just so informative, so much good information, and just really a fun watch. Definitely check that one out. And then you get a whole bonus disc full of special features. I checked out a few just to kind of see what they are, because with the this being a German release, most of the on-screen writing is going to be in German. So, you don't always know exactly what you're going to get until you click on it. I think some of these features were, ported over from like the previous Blu-ray. There was one called Lockdown on Main Street, and there was another one called Game Theory. At least I think that's what they were called. And there was a whole host of different interviews from the writer Stephen DeSouza. And there was one special feature that was like in German only. There was like no English to that one, and I think it was just mainly talking about the score of the movie. So overall, I thought this was really nice. I would definitely recommend picking it up. It's not available here in the States. Maybe we'll get one here in the States at some point. That would be cool. But this media book is so cool looking. Just for the packaging alone, the artwork, I just kind of dig this. So, and they have a bunch of great media books over, on Amazon Germany. Just a ton. And so, you could definitely do a nice order and pick up some really cool stuff. But, the video quality was very solid, great at moments, good at others. Wish it was a little more consistent, but it's okay. It's definitely the best it's ever looked. The audio was phenomenal. If you have a home theater set up, you're going to love what you hear. It was really, near reference quality on the audio. And it's really cool because you don't always get that from older movies. And so that was super cool that they gave us that. And the special features, there was a lot of good stories in that Rob Cohen commentary track. And, you know, you could check out all the other special features. They had trailers. They had trailers in both German and English. And just a you know, a whole bonus disc full of other features. So there's definitely a lot to dive into. And, you know, it's pretty much you can play it here in America. You don't have to worry about having a region-free player. So, yeah, go ahead and pick this one up. Give it a shot. I think you won't regret it. And that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you are unsubscribed to the channel, I invite you to do so. And as always, leave a comment about anything we talked about during the day's video. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, keep watching those movies, and I'll see you on the next one.